Did you know that Julius Caesar was once kidnapped by pirates? Yup, you heard that right. This guy, who would go on to become one of history's most famous leaders, was taken hostage when he was just a young man. Instead of panicking, he actually laughed it off and demanded that they raise his ransom because he thought he was worth more. Talk about confidence, right? After he was freed, he gathered a fleet, hunted those pirates down, and had them captured. Pretty wild, huh? In this episode, we'll be going over some crazy facts about Julius Caesar. So stick around and subscribe to your favorite history channel, History Pickle. So, who was Julius Caesar? Gaius Julius Caesar was a Roman general and statesman. He played a critical role in the events that led to the demise of the Roman Republic and the subsequent rise of the Roman Empire. He was born into the gens Julia, one of Rome's most prominent patrician families. His father died when he was young, leaving his mother Julia to oversee his upbringing. While Caesar was only 16 years old, he married a woman named Cornelia, the daughter of a former consul. It was a good match since her father was wealthy and influential. However, the marriage was not a happy one. And at 25, Caesar was free to marry anyone he chose. He married Pompey, the daughter of a Roman senator, but this marriage ended in divorce after just a few years. Caesar finally had a son named Caesarion from his lover Cleopatra, the Egyptian queen. Now, let's get into those crazy facts. Number 1. Caesar wasn't very tall. In today's standards, Caesar was quite short for a man of his time. He measured around 5 foot 2 inches or 157 centimeters. For context, the average height of a male in ancient Rome was 5 foot 4 inches or 163 centimeters. This may seem like a small detail, but in ancient Rome, being tall was seen as a sign of strength and masculinity. The ideal Roman male was expected to be tall and muscular, and short men were often ridiculed and considered weak. As a result, many short men, including Caesar, took great measures to compensate for their perceived lack of physicality. Caesar was known to wear specially designed clothing that accentuated his torso and made him look taller. He also surrounded himself with tall, muscular bodyguards, who further emphasized his own shortness. Number 2. Julius Caesar was stabbed to death. On the morning of March 44 BC, Caesar entered the Senate house to take his seat. A group of senators approached him and, under the pretense of showing him a petition, attacked Caesar with their daggers. Caesar was stabbed more than 20 times before collapsing near the statue of Pompey the Great. The senators who had attacked Caesar, believing they were acting in the best interest of Rome, were known as the liberators. They felt that Caesar had become too powerful and was abusing his authority. By assassinating him, they hoped to restore the balance of power in the Senate and return Rome to its former glory. However, their plan ultimately failed, and Caesar's assassination led to the end of the Roman Republic and the rise of the Roman Empire. Number 3. Caesar was named a dictator. When Caesar returned to Rome in 46 BC, he was given the title dictator. This was a position of supreme power and authority in ancient Rome. Only 5 other men had held the title before him. The last person to hold the title was Cinna, who had used it to seize power and establish a dictatorship. However, Caesar was not interested in being a dictator. He had come to power by force, and he wanted to legitimize his rule by being elected to the consulship. Despite this, the people of Rome saw him as a military hero, and they pressured him to accept the title dictator. Caesar eventually agreed, and he used the power and prestige that came with the title to further his political and social reforms. Number 4. Caesar was killed by a conspiracy of senators. The plot against Caesar was led by a group of senators who were concerned about the growing power of the first triumvirate, which consisted of Caesar, Crassus, and Pompey. They feared that Caesar was becoming too powerful and was threatening the balance of power in the Senate. The senators believed that Caesar had become a tyrant, and that he was abusing his authority to enrich himself and his allies. They also believed that Caesar's recent military victories had given him too much power, and that he was using his military strength to intimidate the Senate and the Roman people. Number 5. Cleopatra was pregnant when Caesar was assassinated. When Caesar was assassinated, Cleopatra was in Rome with him. She had come to the city to plead for her lover's help in securing her throne in Egypt. However, when Caesar was killed, Cleopatra fled Rome in fear that she would be next. She gave birth to Caesar's child, Caesarion, shortly after his death. Caesarion was declared the new pharaoh of Egypt, but he was only a child and he had no idea how to rule. As a result, Cleopatra had to take on the role of regent, and she ruled as the de facto ruler of Egypt until her own death in 30 BC. And number 6, Julius Caesar was deified. After his death, Caesar was deified by the Roman Senate, which proclaimed him a god. This was done in order to appease the masses and to prevent any further civil unrest. Caesar had been very popular with the common people of Rome, and his assassination had caused widespread grief and anger. By making Caesar a god, Senate hoped to calm the people down and to prevent them from taking revenge on the senators who had killed Caesar. However, the deification of Caesar also served to enhance his power and prestige, even after his death. It made him a symbol of the new Roman Empire, and it helped to legitimize the rule of his adopted son and heir, Augustus. So there you have it, guys. Those are 6 facts about Julius Caesar that you might not have known. I hope you enjoyed learning about this fascinating historical figure. If you want to learn more about other historical figures, check out our other videos and subscribe to this channel. Thanks for watching.